Alright, so we're gonna see if we can win one game in King of Games using a deck with only cards Yugi used in the show and the manga. We've got Magician Shuffle to get those Dark Magician Girls powered up, sending Dark Magician to the discard pile. We've got Gaia the Fierce Knight, Curse of Dragon, Celtic Guardian, Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress, Gazelle, our best low-level monster, Mammoth Graveyard, Silverfang, Mushroom Man, and Skull's Servant, plus one copy of Dark Magic Attack. I expect this to be very difficult, but let's hop in and see how it goes. So our first opponent here is Mimi. And I have definitely played against this no rage quit player multiple times, and we get just about what I would expect from a Yugi hand. 4 tribute monsters that we cannot use. We draw Mammoth Graveyard. Let's go ahead and activate the skill. What we do is reveal Dark Magician Girl, and then we get to add Dark Magician to our hand and discard it. Mammoth Graveyard coming out, followed by Curse of Dragon. I am saving the Dark Magician Girl for later, as having the 2500 attack is going to be more relevant on the next turn. Alright, so Mimi brings out Sumalamoon, the party princess, and it's looking like it might be an actual Mimi deck. A tribute summon for Torna. Torna is going to be able to switch Curse of Dragon to defense mode and beat over it. This is another case where maybe Dark Magician Girl with 1700 defense would have been better to play. Disco Fever activates, and I don't think that is how this skill is worded. Whose totals level equal 10. It should be whose total levels are 10 or less. We will summon Silverfang, and then we'll summon Curse of Dragon, and then we will tribute over the Curse of Dragon for Dark Magician Girl. So we have a 2500, and the opponent so far actually hasn't been able to beat over this. So we'll see if they draw into a DNK of the Boogie Master this turn. Oh, and with a Seahorse Carrier in attack mode, I am definitely about to be facing down a boss monster. Raise Princess Kana back to the hand, and they now have a triple threat Thunder. My monster's original attack becomes 0, but the continuous effect still applies, letting Dark Magician Girl remain at 500. That said, 500 is not very much. We see all of the monsters getting boosted up, and that is going to be game. Game number 1 is a big, quick loss. Alright, our next opponent is a Yuga. They go ahead and set a couple of monsters and then summon out Seven's Road Magician. I think this is a misplay. They could have just set 3 monsters and passed, but they're instead opening up the possibility of a counterattack. Here we have 2 Dark Magician Girl and our Dark Magician already in our hand, so we are just really hoping for a low-level monster to let us activate 2 Dark Magician Girls on our turn. Unfortunately, we draw into Gaia the Fierce Knight. We can reveal Dark Magician from our hand to search out a Dark Magician Girl, and then we will send Dark Magician to the discard pile. Silverfang gets summoned out, and then we can bring out Dark Magician Girl, who is going to be at 2500 and able to beat over Seven's Road Magician. We could consider summoning even more copies of it, but I would rather wait. We pass turn, and we'll see how it goes. Ba-ba-ba-da-bum. another Seven's Road Magician. Not much I can do about that. They are just going to boost up to a number way higher than my Dark Magician Girl. Take it out, and we'll see how it goes on the next turn. Hopefully I'm able to find some low-level monsters. Otherwise, I'm going to be in some big trouble. $3,800, and it looks like Barza doesn't bring out any low-level monsters. Their hand might just be even more bricks. Our win condition here is currently the opponent freaking even worse than we do. We find Dark Magic Attack, which is not going to do anything for us. We can bring out Mammoth Graveyard and summon over for another Dark Magician Girl. Then all we can do is swing into Seven's Road Magician and pass turn. Now, I think if we could actually get out multiple Dark Magician Girl, there is a chance we manage to pick up some kind of wacky win. I'm going to go ahead and edit the deck. I think I'll go down to 2 copies of Gaia and Curse of Dragon, just to get a few less tribute monsters inside of the deck, because we seem to be bricking repeatedly. Oh, and it's turn number 4 or higher, so we know that the opponent is going to bring out that third Seven's Road Magician. And this should be a quick, easy game for the opponent, taking out my Dark Magician Girl and then swinging directly with Witch. Let's head into the deck editor and take out a couple of tribute monsters. We have 2 Celtic Guardian and a Gaia the Fierce Knight. But we probably will end up summoning Curse of Dragon instead. Let's see what we draw for turn, and it is Dark Magician Girl. Activate the skill, we show Dark Magician Girl in the hand, and we get to send Dark Magician straight to the discard pile. Then we bring out our copies of Celtic Guardian, and we can perform 2 tribute summons in 1 turn. For the first time, we are bringing out multiple monsters. It's still not actually doing anything, as we are just ramming into face-down defense position monsters, but it feels great. We see that they do have a set Phantom Bind, but there is no shot that they choose to activate it here. Whatever their monster is, they do not have anywhere near 2500 defense. So now we have Gaia the Fierce Knight in our hand for next turn. As long as we get some low-level monsters, we might be able to bring it out and do something. We see a Mystic Dealer coming out, and I think we are probably against the 7's Axel Road deck. We know it isn't Road Magic Explosion because that skill prevents Thunder the Thunder from being summoned at all. A second Mystic Dealer to help dig for high-level monsters, and we'll see if they found any. If they don't have a 7's Road Magician, they might actually struggle to deal with my Dark Magician Girl. But of course, a 2 tribute monster is coming out. This time though, it is Folder Blitz, which means they are not on 7's Excel Road. This might just be a regular aggro deck with a spellcaster theme. What is their last card? They have their own Dark Magician Girl. And because I'm using Dark Magician, their monster gets the boost. Incredibly rude. Alright, we've drawn a couple of cards. So let's go for it. I'll go ahead and set this dark magic attack for later. And a tribute summon. The issue here, though, is I have 2 spellcasters in my discard pile, so I'm going to have no monsters on the field if I actually attack that Folder Blitz. So I think I just have to pass. Maybe it would have been better to bring back Dark Magician so I could use the Dark Magic attack and beat over the Folder Blitz. Definitely a bit of a misplay on my part. Tona is going to switch my Dark Magician Girl to defense, allowing them to beat over it with Folder Blitz. And then I will be taking 1600 points of damage. This deck doesn't really have any ways to do much of anything, so I'll probably just concede this one up and go to the next duel. Here we go with the Mimi Hour continuing. And my opponent is going first. If I draw a low-level monster, I can bring out Curse of Dragon and Gaia. They passed turn. I will take advantage of that if I can to summon out my best monsters. Curse of Dragon and Celtic Guardian. Let's go ahead and swing in for 3,400. My opponent passes turn, and with this, we can prove definitively that Dark Magician Yugi deck can win. If the opponent plays no cards, we have accomplished the mission